Hey everyone, this is the Millionaire Hippies podcast with your host, Boom Shikha, where we chat about spirituality, business, and health. We all want to live self-actualizing, fulfilling lives with joy, prosperity, and gratitude. Let's go on this beautiful journey together.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another podcast. It's the Millionaire Hippie podcast. My name is Boom Shikha and I'm your host. And I'm again extremely grateful that you guys are spending time with me. I know you have a very limited amount of time, and the fact that you're choosing to spend that with me, really grateful for that. In today's podcast, I'll be speaking about the fact that patience is one of the main qualities that all of us on this planet really need to propagate. Especially in this world that we live in, where instant gratification is so lauded, and instant gratification is something that is just a normal part of everyone's life. So I really want you guys to remember that patience is a muscle. And now a lot of people don't actually think of patience as a muscle, and I really want you to believe that patience is a muscle. What most of us believe is that patience is something you're born with, or something that's in your genetic structure, or something that your parents gave you. And if they don't have patience, and most of us don't, we believe that we weren't born with it. We don't have it in our genetic structure. We weren't taught it when we were young. And we believe that we're never going to be patient. We're never going to have patience. And that is a thinking that's absolutely flawed. I want you to repeat to yourself that patience is a muscle. And what is a muscle? A muscle is something that if you work on long enough, will grow, improve, and expand. And patience is exactly the same. Patience is something that you can build upon through constant usage. You can actually expand it, you can grow it, and you just have to work on it. Now, this is something that's a little bit scary, right? Because if most people believe that patience cannot be worked on, then it's easy. You're not patient, you're not going to be patient, and you don't use it. But if it is something that you can work on, then everything changes. It's a muscle. It's something that you can grow, something that you can work on. Every single day, instead of being impatient, you take the chance and you try to be patient. And that is how you grow your muscle, by trying to be patient. You might only be able to do it for a few seconds at a time at first, and then you might be able to expand it to a few minutes at a time, and then you expand it to complete patience, infinite patience as they call it. And a lot of that has to do with meditation. At least in my case, I was an extremely impatient person in the past. I used to have an extremely bad temper. I used to throw temper tantrums all the time. My parents and my siblings used to wonder about me and worry about me because I was the kind of person who always used to be fighting with everyone because she didn't have any patience. And I believed, from what my parents told me and my siblings told me, that I was born with this talent. I could never work on it. I was an impatient person. I had labeled myself, and I would never become a patient person. And I believed that about myself, so I never even tried. As soon as I started doing yoga, and as soon as I started meditating, I realized the opposite was true. Because yoga in itself is a very patient practice. You could do yoga for the rest of your life, and you'd still be learning, and you still need to be patient with your body, because you cannot push your body beyond what it's capable of doing. Also, yoga is a very calming practice, and it's a very slow practice, at least in my opinion. It doesn't mean that it's not a hard practice, but it's a very slow practice. It moves very slow. You're moving slowly but surely. You're moving with patience. And you're being very careful about every single move you're making. Every single part of your body is at attention, but you're moving slowly through each and every part. You're aware of every single part of your body, but you're patient with every single part. And the same thing with meditation. When you're able to sit down even for 5 minutes at a time, in silence and stillness, it builds that patience muscle in you. So when coaching clients come to me, or anyone comes to me and says, "Can you help me? I am so impatient. I'm always fighting with the people around me. I have such a bad temper. I really, really need some help. I don't want to be like this anymore, but I've always been like this. Do you think there's any hope for me? And I always say to them, there's so many ways you can increase your patience. One of the main and most important ways is meditation, but you can start a practice of yin yoga, which is a very patient experience, a very patient practice. Any kind of yoga, I believe, would help with that. Any kind of walking meditation if you're not interested in sitting. Any kind of practice where you're sitting down, you're quiet, you're still, and you're controlling your body and your mind in some way, shape, or form. You are practicing the art of patience. And again, like I said, it is a muscle, so it will take time for you to develop it. At first, when we start doing something very different, we're really awkward at it. If you start skateboarding for the first time, you're going to fall and you're going to hate it. You're not going to be good at it. You're going to feel like an idiot. You're going to feel awkward about it. And it's going to be a practice for you. It's going to be hard at first. Your muscles won't know how to react to it. But the more you practice at the skateboarding, the more you do it every single day, the more you become adept at it. The less patience you need, and the more your muscles form memories around it. And so eventually it'll become a practice that is just automatic for you. You won't have to think about it anymore. You'll just do it. The same thing with patience. At first, you have to be extremely conscious about it, and it's going to be very awkward for you. It's going to be really difficult because you're not used to being patient. You're used to just wanting everything to happen at once, and when you don't get it, you throw a tantrum or you start having a bad temper, you fight or you get angry or whatever your reaction might be. Everyone reacts differently. But you're not used to dealing with patience. You're not used to dealing with people or things with patience. So at first, it's going to be extremely awkward for you. You're going to be unsure about it. You're going to feel like your muscle memory isn't growing fast enough. You just have to be calm with it and keep on practicing at it. Every single day, every single moment is an opportunity for you to practice your patience. Now, why do I say patience is so important? Everything that happens in our life is all about patience. What most of us do is that if we want to be successful, we start at something, we do it for a few days, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month, maybe even 6 months, and then we give up because we realize or we believe that things aren't happening fast enough. We're not patient enough. If you can build the muscle of patience, that patience will transform your entire life because everything that you do will have the drip of patience in it. So if you're trying something new, you're not going to give up immediately because you're patient about it. When you go into a new relationship, you're not going to give up on it immediately because you'll be patient about it. When you try a new skill, you're not going to give up on it because you'll be patient about it. And so patience will transform every single area of your life, be it relationships, be it business, be it success, be it trying a new skill, be it cooking, whatever it might be, you'll be able to bring patience into your life, into that aspect of your life, and enhance it because you'll stick with it longer. You'll be able to keep on going with it over a long period of time because that is what is necessary for anything to be successful. For us to be successful in any part of our life, we have to stick with it for a long period of time. We don't know what that period of time might be. And we're forever going to be engaged in that activity. But we need to stick with it for a long period of time, longer than 2 weeks, longer than 6 months, sometimes even longer than a year. And most of us have very little patience to do that. But if you can build that muscle over time, every single day, trying it out in every single situation that you encounter where normally you'd be impatient, but you're trying to be patient consciously, you're going to grow that muscle over time. And then you'll be able to stand in a long lineup in the airport or in a checkout line and not feel like you want to kill someone because you are being impatient. You'll be able to be patient. You'll stand in silence and stillness and realize that every single moment is a study in patience. And every single moment is a chance for you to be patient and to grow your patient muscle. So I hope that this podcast helped you. Again, my name is Boom Shikha. And I hope that you guys have a chance to check out my Facebook group, The Millionaire Hippie. If not, I'll talk to you guys the next time around about some other amazing new topic. Until next time, Bye.